guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a wonderful video for you talking about an exciting topic. Today we're going to talk about why healing needs to be done holistically. But before we do, please be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and share it if you think this is good and positive information. Thanks so much, guys, for joining me today. My name is Sierra Bazell, also known as Sierra the BB Doula. And today I just want to talk about holistic healing and why it is important and necessary when you're dealing with, whatever issue that you're dealing with, but specifically when you're dealing with issues of the womb. Now, I had a young lady on my channel about a week ago, and she talked about healing from some female issues, and it was very, very good information. Now, because of that, I thought that this video would be very important because many people don't know the emotional and spiritual side of healing. Oftentimes when we think about healing, we want to just throw some type of medicine or a vitamin or an herb at it, and we think that it's going to be okay and that the issue won't come back. But as we know, there is a mind-body connection. We are more than just our physical bodies. We are minds, we are bodies, we are spirits, and we have emotions, we have thoughts, we have traumas that all affect the things that we're dealing with inside of our bodies. And if we don't address these things, then a lot of the time you will have a recurring issue that keeps on coming back. Now, Chinese medicine is something that I love to study because it is very different than Western medicine. In fact, Eastern medicine is very, very different in the way that they handle things in general. Chinese medicine practitioners know that if you have an issue in an area in your body, it's often related to an emotion. Now, I won't necessarily get into this because this is something that I am not completely trained in. I am in the process of taking a course to learn more about this. But it is true that you have emotional centers inside of your body, and those emotions can be housed in different places within the body, and it can affect how you're feeling and the way that your body is handling different things that come into it. So for example, if you're feeling a lot of stress, you may notice that your shoulders get tense or that you're feeling a lot of upper back problems and pains. Some people feel it in their stomach or in their gut, and that is where a lot of the anxiety is housed. So if you're a person that has a lot of stomach issues, it could be related to your anxiety that you're not necessarily dealing with, or some stress that you're not necessarily dealing with. Now, science has said that this mind-body connection is so very powerful that you can manifest different thoughts into actual issues or solutions within your body. There are people that have decided that they were going to heal themselves of things by their thoughts, by thinking positively, and they have had physical reactions in which their bodies have healed. Now, science is trying to catch up with this, and they are starting to study it and see that our thoughts and our words and the things that we're doing within our bodies are all connected. This is why it's very important. So, if you're dealing with a problem within your womb, and that problem can be fibroids, it can be ovarian cysts, it could be that you have heavy cycles, it could even be that you're having recurrent yeast infections or urinary tract infections or some type of infection going on in your womb center. This is important that you deal with it because your womb is your creative center. It is where you house life, and it is where you create life. So if you're dealing with problems in this area, then that's going to cause problems in other places within your body. If we look at chakras, and I know that a lot of people don't like to look at chakras, but if you're looking at your chakras and you're thinking about the womb is housed right there where your creative center is. And if you're not addressing these problems, then it's going to cause problems with every part of your body. If you're dealing with stress, if you're dealing with emotional issues, if you're having problems in a relationship, if you have trauma from sexual abuse or from some type of physical abuse that you haven't dealt with, if you have mental blocks that you may have been given from somebody who said something to you as a child or did something to you as a child and you have not worked through it, it can manifest in different ways and it can affect your womb. If you don't deal with those traumas and you do go on to conceive and have a baby, now you pass those traumas on to your children, and you can pass that stress, that anxiety, and those feelings right onto them as well. Science and research has shown that trauma can be passed through your DNA. Now think about what this does to young people that have wombs, that are coming out of bodies, that are dealing with trauma, that are dealing with depression, that are dealing with pain, that may have had physical problems such as PCOS, such as fibroids, such as endometriosis, along with the trauma, along with the pain, and pass all that down to a person who has a womb that is now 10 years old, that doesn't know anything about any of that, but is now predisposed to having those same issues, because not only did they grow up in the same environment where they're eating similar foods, so they're taking in toxins that way. They have similar environments because you did not deal with your trauma and you did not deal with the emotions and you did not deal with the anxiety or the stress. So they have all of that being placed on them as well. They're getting their own stuff that's coming from their parents, that's coming from their peers, that may be coming from other people outside of the family. And all of this is being placed on them. Now, fast forward to when they're 15 years old and their periods are terrible and they're bleeding everywhere and they're cramping and they're feeling awful, and they go to the doctor and the doctor now gives them some type of hormonal birth control. So now on top of all of these issues, on top of all of this pain, on top of all of this trauma, you now have the hormonal birth control, which then adds to this perfect storm for this person to have problems. They're now 22 years old, 23 years old, dealing with issues like needing a cyst removed off of their ovaries. Maybe they keep the ovary, maybe they don't. If they have to get surgery at 25 to remove this ovary, now they have trauma from the surgery. Now they have trauma from the anxiety building up to the surgery. Now they have pain. Now they have all of this that they're carrying with them. They get pregnant at 30. They've been dealing with all of this on top of the fact that they may be a person of color. So now they're dealing with outside issues of racism and bias and all of these other issues that are being placed on them, these thoughts, these ideas, these opinions. Now this person is sitting here carrying a baby that is being filled with trauma, with fear, with pain. The birthing person at this point is stressed out, has dealt with so much trauma, has generational trauma, has not dealt with their own mental, spiritual, emotional baggage. And they're going into the hospital to give birth to this baby, where because of the color of their skin, they may not be treated the way that they need to. They have suffered with high blood pressure throughout the pregnancy because of the stress, because of the trauma, because of all of these things that they dealt with, and now they get ready to give birth. Here we are, once again, dealing with issues. Maybe it ends well, but sometimes it doesn't. And I just want you to see how all of these things can play a role in the things that are happening in the lives of people around you every single day. we need to unpack this stuff. It's too heavy. We shouldn't be carrying these burdens. The work needs to be done in the homes. It needs to start with the parents that need to do the work for themselves. If you are a person with the womb who considers themselves a mother or a mentor or a person who is just there, an auntie, a support person, whatever you want to call yourself, unpack that trauma. Deal with your health mentally, spiritually, emotionally. Deal with all of that so that you can then help your babies to unpack their stuff. Help your nieces and nephews, help the village community to unpack their stuff so that they can then help other people to unpack their stuff. And we don't have to continue the cycle, because if we do, then we have all of these people walking around with fibroids, with tumors and things that are growing inside of them that don't need to be there, with ovarian cysts, with endometriosis, with PCOS, with unexplained infertility, with all of this junk and garbage that's going on inside of these womb centers that doesn't have to be there. Now, is the cause of all of this emotional? No. There are also environmental factors. There's the environment itself. There are things in the air. There are toxins that we're putting on our skin. There's the food that we're eating. There is the lifestyle that we're living. Maybe you're sedentary, you're not moving, you're not doing anything. There is the emotional piece. There's the spiritual piece. Maybe you're not connected to your higher power, or you're not just connecting with yourself spiritually to deal with the things that are going on inside. There is the mental piece. There are relationships that are broken down that are causing people to be stressed out, worn out, and dealing with all this trauma. What am I saying? What I'm saying is this: healing has to be done at every level. If you don't do it at every level, what you're left with is more trauma. What you're left with is more pain. What you're left with is more people that are infertile, more people that are carrying around baggage, that are hurt, that are traumatized, that have to watch their brothers and sisters pass away every day, on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, have to watch police brutality and see all of these things and not unpack it. And they're having babies that are filled with this even at birth. And that leads to more and more problems until our wombs are jacked up, until we can't have babies on either end, or until the babies that we do have so many issues that we're now left with a society of people that are not functioning in the way they're supposed to. Deal with the trauma. Don't just set out to heal by drinking some tea, or by listening to your favorite YouTube herbalist, or taking supplements, or changing your diet, or getting help from a doctor, or doing all of those things and not dealing with that emotional, spiritual, and mental trauma. Because if you do, it's going to keep coming back. Maybe not in you, maybe in your child, maybe in your niece, maybe in your nephew. We don't need to keep dealing with all of this. Unpack. Let it go. Your body can't function and thrive the way it needs to when you're constantly dealing with all of these things. Seek a therapist. Seek a life coach. Get a health coach. Reach out to me. I'll help you. Get somebody that can help you unpack these things so that you're not passing this on, so that you're not carrying it, so that you're not dealing with it in 20 years from now. Bag lady, you're going to hurt your back. Let that stuff go. Thank you, Sister Badu, for that song. We didn't even realize how big a deal that was, how much we need to let things go, how much we need to unpack. But we really, truly do. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I could do a follow-up video to talk about some of the ways that you can unpack it, but this needed to be said. Thanks so much for watching. See you guys next time. Please get help. And please subscribe to this channel and share this video if you think it's going to help somebody. Bye, guys.